GTA home prices have declined so much that we have not seen this type of decline since the 1990s. Home sales are down 44.6% from last year. These are just some of the news articles that have been released by the media and have really scared or at least put fear into the market and into potential buyers and sellers. The truth of the matter is we need to look at the numbers. I'm Paul Sani, a local realtor, mortgage specialist, and real estate investor. And today I wanted to go over what's actually happened in the numbers to see exactly what's happened in your market, to figure out whether or not the home prices have declined the way they have and how we are not interpreting this correctly. The more we interpret these numbers, the better it'll be for you. Be sure to follow, like, subscribe. I also have a lot of free resources in my bio below. Feel free to download them, use them. There's real estate calculators, there's a mortgage guide, a lot more stuff coming soon. So be sure to take a look. Now, let's get into the numbers. Bro. So as many of you guys know, the Bank of Canada last month had increased interest rates by a quarter basis point. This is the 8th consecutive time that the rates have increased. But based on what Tiff Macklem has said in the Bank of Canada news release, was that they're going to be taking a pause and assessing whether or not the monetary policy that they've put in place is actually working. So the first figure that I like to go over is Toronto as a whole. So first we're going to look at what's happened through the GTA, and we'll move further on to Toronto's market by detached homes and condo markets separately. And then we'll move through the areas throughout the GTA to really see, did prices decline? So let's take a look at the GTA market. Our numbers are now in. So looking at the median price for all of January has now hit $905,000. Last month's figures showed an $885,000 median price. We're now seeing a little bit of an uptick, which is very nice to see in throughout the whole of GTA. And now year over year, the prices have declined 17.7%. Now, keep in mind, when we look at a year over year, we're looking at that particular month compared to last year in that month. So in the Toronto area as a whole, the median price in January is $842,500 compared to last month's $812,000. So there's still an uptick there. And year over year, we're actually seeing a 0.8% increase. So another thing to keep in mind is that in January and February, the markets were going gangbusters. So obviously for us to see a decline year over year is very high. But if you also remember, the Toronto market, while the rest of the market was going crazy, had stayed quite steady. So the Toronto detached market last month had reached a median price of 1.380 million as opposed to last month's 1.427. That's a 20.9% decrease year over year. The Toronto condo market is now at a median price of $668,000 as opposed to the $699,000 we saw in December. And year over year, we're down 9%. Let's take a look at the Tri-Cities. We've got Waterloo, which in the month of January had a median price of $725,000 as opposed to December's $650,000, which is a very nice increase in the market there. We are now seeing a year-over-year decline of 17.8%. Kitchener has now gone to, in the month of January, a median price of $678,500 as opposed to $695,000 in the month of December. That is now resulted in a 22.1% decrease. Guelph, Ontario. So in Guelph, the month of January, the median price is now $722,000 as opposed to last month's $712,500. So we're on a little bit of an uptick there. Year over year, yes, we're down 22.1%. London, Ontario. And in London, in the month of January, the median price is now $535,000 as opposed to December's $565,000. We are down 29% year over year. We have seen some steep declines, as you can see in the chart. You need to be able to look at independent markets in order to really assess what is really going on before you end up getting stuck trying to either sell a home far less than what it should be. So be very careful. And if you are a buyer, you also need to understand and do a market analysis to not just think that the prices are crashing and they're, $100,000 less than whatever the list price is. If an agent has listed their home correctly, then really that home is going to be in and around that mark. Hamilton, Ontario. Hamilton, which saw some steep declines in the month of January, their median price is now $653,800 as opposed to last month's $613,000. So there's been some uptick there, and the market has definitely moved a lot more in the region of Hamilton. And so now we're at a year-over-year decline of 17.2%. Brantford, Ontario, in the month of January, their median price is now $642,000 as opposed to last month's $580,000. So again, big swing in the market there. We're down year over year, 20.3%. Moving over to Mississauga, last month, we saw a median price of $830,000 as opposed to an $838,000 median price in the month of December. We are seeing a decline of 14% year over year. Vaughan, Ontario, we have a median price now in the month of January at 1.184 as opposed to 1.149. Fairly stable market over there. The year over year is now down 14.2%. In Newmarket, Ontario, we have got a median price now of 1.107 as opposed to last month's 952,000, and that is a year over year decline of 15%. Newmarket, which did get hit, had a little bit of a blip. You can actually see the market has recovered quite nicely there. And the numbers seem to be still going up. In East Gwillimbury, we have a January median price of 1.368 as opposed to last month's 1.310. We are seeing an 18.4% decline year over year. Now into Durham region, we have Oshawa, which is now at a median price of $763,500. Pretty flat compared to last month's 765. We are down 23.6%. Moving on to Pickering, we have a January median price of $855,000 as opposed to December's $940,000. So there's a steep decline still in Pickering, and we have a year-over-year decline of 30.2%. So this is one market that will throw all our numbers out and start to affect those averages that we're looking at. In Caledon, we have seen a median price in January of 1.168, and as opposed to last month's 1.160. So it's pretty flat, but Caledon also has been hit pretty heavily, and it's down 30% year over year. In Barrie, we have a median price in January of $725,000 as opposed to last month's $710,000. That is down 19% year over year. New Tecumseth, for one of my followers who had asked me to cover New Tecumseth, I have some bad news for you. We have a median price of $740,000 as opposed to $850,000 in the month of December. There have been some steep declines in New Tecumseth and some good bargains. Don't get me wrong, the prices have declined, but have they declined to the degree that they're stating in their news articles? If you like the content that I provided today, be sure to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell, and be sure to share this video with somebody who might find this information very valuable to them and their situation. Be sure to also check out my bio below, where I have a lot of free resources available.